Today we are going to discuss creating a views in a list, and this list we created in the last session. So in this list I want to see only a specific kind of item. So for that we need to create a view. To do that, we have an option here in the list menu, create view option, and the same option we will get inside list settings as well. When I go to list menu, I have create view option. From here I can create, otherwise I can go to list settings. Inside list settings we have an option to create a view, and initially there is a view which is already created by default, that is all items.aspx, and that is the default view. And in that, here this is the default view, and here there is a section called views. In the views we have an option called create view, same option. If you hit from here also, it will open same window. If you hit from the list menu bar, and it will also open a same window. Okay, now we have a different kind of views here, and one is the standard view, another one is calendar view, this is data sheet view, this is giant view, and this is custom view we can develop from shape and designer. But most probably the people works with a standard view. If the people working with any leave related list, or maybe a project task related list, they can go with a calendar view. And if people wants to modify in a spreadsheet kind of thing, and they can go with a data sheet view. And if some people want to go with a giant view, they can go with a giant view for the graphical representation. Okay, now here I'm choosing a standard view. This standard view basically how all items view looks like, and like that we can create a new view as well, and the look and feel would be same as standard fashion like all items view. Here I'm giving a new view name, and in the list we have a lot of people working in Microsoft, so I want to create a Microsoft view. Here I'm giving Microsoft. Okay, and so this part, when you make this as a default view, when the people is trying to open the list, and then this view will open initially. So that is default view. Okay, anyhow, once we create this view, and we'll make this as a default view, and we'll test it out how it works. Okay, next part, view audience. Like you are creating a view, you want to see yourself only, you don't want to expose your view to the public, so then you can go with the personal view. Or you want to create this view, and that view will be accessible to all users, then you can go with the public view. The personal view only for the person who created, and the public view it's for all the users. Okay, now anyhow I'm creating a public view, and here are the columns. So in your view, what are the columns you want to display, and which fashion you want to display? Now in my view I want to display first a date of joining, and then he is married or not, or next would be the manager. Okay, and I don't want total salary, I don't want HRA. Okay, and I don't want this column, and I want to add a new columns like who created it, and when it is created, and what is the ID of the item. I want to add these three columns in the view. Okay, now come down here in the sorting order. Okay, sort we generally knows, and you want to display the items in ascending or descending order, and you can go to select a specific column, and it based on that column it will sort the items in asynchronous and asynchronous fashion. Sorry, it's ascending or descending fashion. Okay, now if you want to go with ascending, you can go with this 1 2 3 fashion. If you want to go with the descending, it will go with a like 3 2 1 this fashion in the reverse order. Okay, anyhow I'm not going with the sorting now. Next option is filter. Okay, we said that I want to display only the people who are working in Microsoft, right? Okay, I'll open this list in another window. Here in this list, few people working in Microsoft. I think 4 people working in Microsoft. I want to display this 4 people data in my view. Okay, for that I'm going to create view. Here we have a filter options, and I'm going to select a column. Which column this is? This is, I think, a company column, right? There is no company. We'll see what is this. It's a company column, and we'll test where is that company column. Here it is a company column. Now company is equal to which? Here it's Microsoft, right? I'm copying it, paste here. And if you want to filter more fields, or you want to go with the other condition, now I given one condition, company equal to Microsoft. If you want to give other condition, you can go with the under or option. Now and means it need to satisfy first condition as well second condition. If you use R, it need to satisfy any one of the condition, the result will be come. But I'm not going with the two conditions right now. I want to go with one condition. So then I selected company is equal to Microsoft. Then I'm going to next option. Then if you want to go with a check boxes kind like a tabular view, you can click this one. Or you don't want, you can let it like this, you can unselect it. Or if you want to go with the item check boxes, yes, you can go with this one. And next one is grouped by. So this grouped by is something like this toggle symbol. If you hit this one, you can see the options which is resides inside this, like that. If you make as company grouped by, and you can see all the people as a group. Okay, anyhow I'll select this company. Okay, then you will see the results. I'll show you what exactly it is. And once we remove this one, what happens once you add this one, how the items will display in the view, we'll discuss that one. Okay, I selected company here. And next, number of groups to display per page, it's 30, and also will come with the other place. What is the item limit? Item limit would be 30 default, and you can increase this one, which means you can see 30 groups in one page. And if you have more than 30 groups, that will display in another page. It's something like paging in .NET. Okay, next, totals, it just count only. So if you want to select any employee ID, so I'm going with employee ID as a count, sorry, general ID is a count. Okay, and then I'm coming down. These are the styles, no need to work on this. If you select different styles, and it will display in the view. Okay, and coming to folder, so we are not discussed about folders. We can create folders inside list. Okay, here there is an option to add a folder inside list as well. I'll show you that option. Come on, system working very slowly. Now there is a new folder option. Now it's grayed out, and I'll explain how we can enable this one and how we can add the folders inside list. This one we'll discuss later. And here in the view, it is asking show items inside folder or show all items without folder, which means if you create a folders here and you have a 20-30 items in this view, you don't want to display the folders, and you just want to display the items in the main view. So you can do that, using second option as well. Anyhow, we don't have any folders. If you create folders in a list and then test it out with the second option. Okay, and next one is item limit. So you can increase this limit 30, 40, 50, 100 as well. But if you limit less number of items, and the page performance would be good, and it will display in a faster manner. Okay, and if you have a 50-60 items, that will open in another page. That's what we discussed about paging. Okay, so you can increase this one, and in one page it will display 30 items, and in the next page it will display 30 items. Like that, you will have a paging depends upon your item count. Okay, and then, so this is about a mobile view. No need to worry about a mobile view. Okay, so keep the default settings like that, and we'll come from starting onwards. Give a name to the view, and if you want to make it as a default, anyhow we'll discuss once we create this one. And personal view only for a particular person who created it. Public view is for public, so which means if a person created a view and that is also available to the public. And these are the columns. What column you want to display, in which order, you can select the order as well, and you can select the column as well. Okay, and next one about sorting, and next about filtering, and this is important. We filtered the items using company is equal to Microsoft. Okay, these are normal settings. Okay, this is account, and this is about style, and this is about folder, and this is item limit. You can increase increase also, and this is mobile related options. Then click OK. Yes, now the view is created here. So this is a Microsoft view, and this is a all items view. You can change the view from here, and also from the list menu. You have an option here. So here it will show all views, and you can click here. It's a drop down, and it will show all the views. Now I created a public view here, Microsoft. If I hit this one, and it will open the new view which we created just now. Okay, this is a one. See, now the first column is date of joining, and second is married, and third one is manager. You know, the few columns which is added recently, like created by, and ID. Okay, and I selected count for ID, and it's showing a count. We have total 4 items. Now I'm coming back here, and this is called grouped by. All the 4 items is grouped with a company name. Like when I hit this one, I can see 4 items will display under this one. If you have two companies, it will grouped by with the two companies, company and company name, and all the items which resides under the same company will cover with a group. If you hit this one, all the items will display below the company. Okay, I'm waiting for the results. Okay, now 1 2 3 4 items we got from the total items. Total items count, I think 6 or 7, and we have only 4 items, and which is related to Microsoft, who are working on under Microsoft, and we got the results. Okay, and coming to default view, you know, if you try to open this list in a new tab. Okay, if we try to open this list in a new tab, or you are coming with a list URL, and then all items view will display, because this all items view is a default view, right? See, it's opening a demo list, and see here in the top it's showing all items.aspx because it's a default view. So if I want to make my view as a default view, then I can select this one directly from here. If I go to Microsoft view, See, when I create a view, it will show with the view name Microsoft.aspx. Basically, all SharePoint pages are application pages, but they developed inside a SharePoint application. Okay, so that's why sometimes we can call it these pages are site pages. I'll explain what is the difference between a site page and application page. Okay, now this is my Microsoft view. I can directly modify from here. When I hit modify view, it will open a same modification window, or I can go to list settings, and in the bottom we have this option. You can click this one and it will open the same window. Here I have an option called make this the default view. When I select this one, if I click OK, here we have an option to click OK. Okay, now this would be the default view, because when I am trying to open this is in new window, instead of all items I am getting Microsoft.aspx. Now this is a default view. Okay, if I remove this view in the URL, okay, I'm trying to open the list, still it will open with a Microsoft view instead of all items view. This is called the default view. If you have a 10 or 15 views and you want to make your view as a default view, you can do that. So the people is trying to open your list and they can able to open this view initially. Okay, later they can change to other views as well. Okay, if they hit all items, and they can able to see all items view as well. Okay, so like this we can make the view as a default view. Okay, okay, then what I'm doing is I'm going back to Microsoft, and here I have this grouped by. So I want to change, instead of showing as a group, I want to show independently. So I'm going to modifying this view, come down, and here there is option called grouped by, sorry, group by, and just put none. Click OK. Okay, done. We saved the, go to demo list. Yes. Now Microsoft view displaying all items without group option. Okay, so like this we can create the views, and we can create a multiple views to single list. Okay, each and every view create a separate page for that, and the page will open with a view name like this Microsoft.aspx. If you create a new view and if you give a new name, that will display with a new.aspx. That is about views. Okay, so views were completed. Now today we'll discuss how to work with these items. Okay, I have all items view. I'm going back, and if I select this, and there is a items menu. So this we already covered new item. When you hit this one, and it will open the new form.aspx, and you can able to add the data. And this option both are same. If you hit this one, it will open same window. If you hit this one, it will open same window. So this is a new form.aspx, and we can able to add the data using this form. And to open that form, we have two options, and you can open from the items menu, and also you can click this one. And also if you want to add the data, not only from here, and you also utilize your quick edit option, and this is a quick edit option. Using quick edit also we can able to add the data here. Like now I'm entering master, so employee name, we modified this one yesterday as a data type of integer. Okay, now I'm trying to stop it. If there is any mandatory field, it will show an error message here also. Like here we have a red button, click on it. This field requires a value. We need to enter the employee ID. I'm entering 34. I try to save the data, stop editing. So still we have issues. What issues we have? And click this one. Yes, manager field is required field. Now I am trying to enter Kumar. Okay, I think Kumar is not available. Okay, I try to enter Jilani and then stop editing. Still we have issues. Okay, what issue we have? See here, technology also mandatory and it will show the drop downs. It's a lookup field and it's loading the data. Now I'm entering CSS. Come back. Stop editing. Now which is saved? See, the new data appears here, which we entered. This is the one, right? And this is added here. So we can edit using, sorry, we can add using quick edit also. And if you want to edit the existing, yes, it's possible to edit from here. Okay, you can do whatever you want. You can edit existing columns also. You can click stop editing and it will save the data. Okay, done. This is about quick edit and I'm selecting one item. Here we yesterday we discussed about view item and edit item. If you hit this one and it will view the data, if you hit this one it will open a edit window to edit this one. Now version history and shared with this will discuss in the upcoming sessions, and we'll discuss this one, delete item. It's very simple option. We can see this option in all other places also, like if you're working with your laptop and then you can able to add the data in your laptop as well as you can delete the data. So same delete option here, if you hit this one and you can able to delete this data. But in our system, if you delete the data will go to recycle bin. The same fashion in this technology also we have a recycle bin. If you delete a item, that will go to recycle bin. That will not delete permanently from your SharePoint. Okay, and those data we can recover from recycle bin. Anyhow, recycle bin will discuss later. Now we have other option called attach file. Now I'm selecting this one and this is disabled. Oh, sorry, now it's enabled. I'll explain later how we can disable this option also. And I can attach from here, or if I open this one, it's opening in a display form, and we can go to edit form and we can attach the file. Now here we don't have, and if I go to edit item, now I can see this attach file option in the menu bar. Okay, now see attach file option we have. I'm clicking this one. You can choose the file, and I'm going to desktop. I think there is a banner option. Yes, open it, click OK, click save. Okay, employee name 343, manager is Kishore Kumar, and then try to save it. Now the data is saving with your banner attachment. So this is the attachment we uploaded to the item. Now see, in the first one, I'm not able to see the attachment here in the view. Okay, I can go to this item. See, this is your attachment. When you hit on it, and it will open that attachment on the browser because it's a JPG file. If it is a different file, it will not able to open because it's a JPG, and browser will supports to open the images. So that's why you are able to see this one. Otherwise, if you attach a Excel sheet or a Word file, it will not support and it will not open in the browser. Okay.
And next, tags and notes. Anyhow, tags and notes will discuss in the documents and how we can tag a item, how we can tag a document library, that we'll discuss. Okay. And coming to workflows, this is an advanced topic, and these workflows useful to automate the business. Okay. People, if they uploaded an item and they want to perform something, once a new item is added to the list, they want to perform something and they can go with workflows. And if they want something like if some item is updated and then they want to trigger some workflow, then they can go with these workflows. Workflows is a different topic and we'll discuss in upcoming sessions. Okay. And this approve or reject also will discuss in upcoming sessions. And once we go with the list settings, I'll enable this one. Now it's disabled, right? And I'll enable this one, and how it works, approve or reject, what is the purpose of approve or reject, we'll discuss in upcoming sessions. And next, going to the list of menu. Now we discussed about a quick edit, right? Quick edit works to edit items at a time, right? So if you hit here quick edit, and it will come in the same fashion what we discussed just before. If I hit view, it will come to the view back. If I hit this quick edit also, it will go to the same options to edit or add the data inside your list. And I can click this view and it will come back to the view. Okay. And then we discussed about creating a view today. All right, same option we also saw under list settings, and you can see here also. And this modifying the view, the where you are in, you are in all items view, and it will go to all items view. If you are in a Microsoft view, and it will go to modify the Microsoft view, and this is the option. Okay, same modify view also we have in list settings. We already discussed that. And creating column, in the first session we discussed how to create a column. Now this navigate up we'll discuss bit later because we don't have any folders. If you are under a folder, you want to come up from that folder to a parent folder, and you can use this navigate up. Okay. Coming back to current view, we are inside all items view. If you want to change to Microsoft view, just click this one and hit this Microsoft view, and it will come back to Microsoft view. Then the next option is current page. We discussed item limit for a page is 30 items, right? If you have more than 30 items, those items will display in the next page. In the bottom you can see page numbers 1 2 3, something like that. Then you want to go from first page to second page, and you can hit this one. It is showing next page. If you have a more items, and this option is useful to move to the next page. Okay, this one we'll discuss later. And this option only copies the URL and it pastes in your Outlook. Okay, if you hit this one, it will open a new email window. There it will copy the URL of this one. Okay, RSS feed also we'll discuss in upcoming session. Now we'll discuss about export to Excel option. This export to Excel option will not support in Chrome. So what I'll do is I'll copy this URL. I'll open in Internet Explorer, paste here. So it's opened in IE. Click on list. Click export to Excel. Click open. It's opening in extension of IQY, but anyhow it will open in Excel. Click enable. It's taking longer than usual. Basically, it will take maximum 30 to 40 seconds if the data is very less. Now, I think we have 6 to 7 items only in the list, but it's taking too long to open this one. I think it's around 7 items. Now we got it. We got almost 7 items here in Excel sheet. All the items, all the data appearing here, and this column is a waste column we created yesterday without data, and these are all the columns we have here inside our list. Okay, and same data appeared here inside your Excel sheet. If you have a thousands of items also, thousands, lakhs of items also, you can export to Excel, and you can utilize inside your Excel. Okay, done about this one. This is also related to that connect to Outlook. If you have an Outlook configured in your system and you can connect this data into your Outlook. Now Outlook is not configured in my system, and this is an old database. It is something like Excel. I think you people heard about Access. Earlier in the 90s, people used this one as a database. Okay, then this is a project. Open with a project also Microsoft Office template which is recently added, and you want to open your list data inside your project template. You can open this in your project. And next, customize form. See this symbol showing, it's an info symbol, info designer symbol. Like when I hit this new item, I can see the plain design from Microsoft. They just designed it simply with a column name and the text boxes, drop downs, whatever we have, it is displaying in a new form. But you don't like that new form, you want to modify it, you want to modify with the design, then you can go with this option. Anyhow, in upcoming sessions, I'll cover how to modify this new form, edit form, display form using InfoPath Designer. Okay, and these are the advanced topics we covered. This is shape and designer symbol, and the next one is a custom action symbol. Those are advanced topics and we'll cover in the upcoming sessions. Why it is taking too long? See, this is just a plain design, right? If you want to modify this complete design, you can use the InfoPath. InfoPath Designer will support to design the new form and edit form and display form. So these topics will cover in upcoming sessions, how we can modify this into a beautiful design. Okay, welcome back. Go to list menu. Okay, this about list settings, and then we'll cover this one, and this is related to shared with. So you want to share your list into your friends or colleagues, and you can share using this option, and this is related to permissions. And after completing list and library will cover permissions. And then next, this is a workflow related options, and this is an advanced topic we'll cover once we are discussing with the workflows. Okay, today we are going to start list settings. I'm closing this all. The very first option is list name, description, and navigation. We'll discuss what is the list name. It's a demo list. Okay, and there is no description. And this is appearing inside your quick navigation. Okay, we'll discuss this one. I don't want to display under recent. If you add more lists to your site, and this recent list will disappear from the from recent. So to make this permanent in a quick navigation, and we have option here, list name, description, and navigation. First we'll cover name and description, and then we'll discuss navigation. Here there is a demo list, and you want to add something like new demo list, and you can add in front of this new demo list. And description is optional, and you want to enter the description, yes, you can enter description, new demo list. And you want to give spaces, yes, you can give here, you can give here. And now the description is new demo list. And display this list on quick launch, you have two options, yes or no. Now initially it's no, I'm making yes. Okay, we modified name of the list, and we added description, and we are going to add this list permanently inside your quick navigation bar. Then click save. Okay, now the list name is changed, and it's added description. Now new demo list appeared permanently inside your quick navigation, not under recent. And one more thing, if I go back to new demo list, and the URL of the list is demo list only, it will not change, because if you change the URL of this one, all the items URL will change in database. Okay, so that's why you can able to change the name, internal name of the list, but you cannot able to change the URL of the list which is created already. But anyhow, this also possible using SharePoint Designer. This part we'll discuss when we are working with SharePoint Designer, how we can change the URL of the list. Then coming back to list settings, we have next option is versioning settings. Okay, versioning settings, basically it would be disabled. Now see item version history, it's no. Okay, we'll cover this content approval later. First we'll cover what is versioning. Now what I'm doing is create a version each time you edit an item in this list. What it is exactly, we'll come back to the list and we'll walk. Okay, imagine there is a data here. Okay, and I'm selecting this last item, and I'm going to see the version history. So I don't have option. Sorry, we click here, and inside these options there is no version history option. But when I go to item, here there is a version history option, but which is disabled to this one. If I try to edit this one, I'm going to edit this item, and employee name, I'm entering 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When I stop editing, yes, it's changed. But I don't know. Initially, it's 1, 2, 3, right? But I want to know initially what it is exactly, who modified it, and what data modified in this one. So how to track this all to enable version? First, we need to enable version history. Then only we can able to track the history, what happened on this item. So what I'm doing is I'm selecting create a version each time you edit an item. I selected yes. So here the next option is optionally limit the number of versions to retain, which means if I don't want to keep it thousands of versions, if every time this item is editing, I don't want to maintain those thousands of versions on a specific item, because if you keep this previous version, the data will occupy. So which means what happen when you edit an item, the old data also will save in database, and the new data also will save in database. Like that, if 1,000 times it's modifying, what happens 1,000 times the data will replica inside your DB. So what happened? It occupies. Imagine initially it's occupied 3 KB, and people modified 2 KB data. What happened? 3 plus 2, 5 KB data, and then next time some people added data, and that could be 4 KB data. So like that, thousands of data. What happens for single item? It occupies 3 MB, 4 MB, 5 MB. If you have a lakhs of items, what happens? Then your database would be full. So to overcome that, and we need to keep the following number of versions, and you can keep 10, and after 10 versions and the 11th version saves, and the initial first version will delete from the DB. Okay, so like that you can limit the versions as well. Okay, and coming to draft security, this draft security basically works with a document library, but we will discuss here. Draft is something like people can able to save the minor versions. So which means people not checked in into the system, and then that will saves as a minor version like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Once people completely saves are checked into the system, then the version will save as a major version. Anyhow, this topic will discuss in document library, because you can edit your document and you can save as a minor version. But coming to items, we have a small amount of data, no need to worry about the draft security. Okay, and now I'm clicking OK. We are done, and I'm selecting this item and trying to modify it. Okay, and here, and instead of Microsoft, no, if you change this one, no problem. I'm changing to Wipro, and I'm adding this Hyderabad. I'm adding these two values here. Click stop editing. Okay, and this will go to, I think, inside your all items, because now we changed it to Wipro. I'm selecting this again. Okay, I'm editing. Now I'm changing it to again IBM, and employed is 343, and salary I'm adding something like this, and then stop editing. Okay, and then if you hit here, you can see version history option here, and also if you go to items, and there is a version history option which is enabled now. When I hit this one, see, initially the data is saved like this: title, employee name, employee address, and whatever we added, and this appearing here with a version of 1.0. And second time, what we've done is from the Microsoft to I changed it to Wipro, and then instead of HYD, I changed to Hyderabad, and then and the next time, very next time, I changed company to IBM. I changed employee ID and I added basic salary. When I add the basic salary, what happened? It also modifies the calculated column, HRA column modified and total salary column modified. Now I have total 3 versions, but I don't like this last version. I want to restore my initial version of this one. So I can click here. I'll have an option restore version from here, or otherwise you can click view, or you can click here, and it will open your item data in an initial version. Initially it's Microsoft, and you can hit here also restore item version. If I hit this one, click OK, and then it will create a new version. The version number would be 4.0. Now it's trying to restore the initial version, and it will create a new version with a new number. See, initially we have total three versions, number one, number two, number three, and then now the fourth version is created, and the employee address is Hyderabad, which is same as first version, and the company is Microsoft, and employee ID is 34, and there is no basic salary and no total salary. And it's restored completely from the version number one, and it is stored as a 4.0. But you cannot restore, sorry, this is a current version, right? So if I'm trying to restore it, and the message is cannot restore the current version, because you have the data, and same data you cannot restore, right? So you can restore the third version, it's possible. And you cannot delete this fourth version because it is the current version. And that is about version history. We can have the backups each and every time if some person modified on a particular item, and you can restore the previous versions as well. So that is about version history. Okay, and that's it about version history. And we have a lot of settings, lot of options under list settings, and tomorrow we'll cover this topic and what exactly content approval is, how it works, and we'll cover advanced settings and the remaining settings inside the list.